Good morning, Canadian Yarn Hoard. My name's Alyssa, and today we're going to be making a variation on this Swiffer, well, not so Swiffer, cleaning cloth. I'm going to be making a different version using a slightly different one. So if you checked out the other video, thank you. And if you're a returning video viewer, thank you very much. If you're new, welcome. And I hope to earn your like and subscription. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns below, by all means, leave them in. If you want to just say hello, if you're a fellow creative channel, I do like to check yours out. If you leave a comment, I always go in and check out your channels. I do believe it's important for the community to kind of stick together and kind of promote each other's channels, videos, all that. So I'm going to move over to the overhead cam and I'll give you the descriptions on what I'm going to do. So if you did happen to catch my earlier video about this simple basic one, this one's not going to be too much more difficult. I'm going to pop them out. Very easy to pop in and out. If it comes out, no big deal. Pop it back in. So what you're going to want to do is, or first off, I guess I'll start with the needles. We are using a 5mm needle. I don't know if you can see that. I am using the Sugars and Creams Scrub Off, which is a 4.5mm needle, which I'm using a 5mm hook. This one is the Pretty Purple. I'm going to, this one was a garter stitch, and this one will be a stocking stitch, but it'll also be sewn up a little differently as well. So I'm going to take a tail right there. I'm going to make my slip stitch right here. I am using a 5mm hook because I'm using a 5mm needle. You can go up a size, so 5.5, or you could actually do a 4mm hook, but I don't mind a 5, so we're going to cast on. We are going to cast on 50. Now, if you watched the other video, if you didn't watch the other video, I'll let you know I'm not an enormous fan of this yarn. It's not a bad yarn. It's not the softest in the world. It is a lot softer than any of the other scrubby yarns I've found. This one is actually all cotton, not necessarily plastic. So I do like that for that. I do have a couple other projects I'd like to make with it. I know that I have another crocheted version of a Swiffer pad, or not so Swiffer pad, I should say. I also have a version of a facial scrubby I'm going to do in the future. So if you're interested in that, by all means, it'll probably be a fairly basic crocheted facial scrubby, but I think this yarn would actually work for that. It is a little rougher, which would be good for an exfoliant on your face, but it's not so rough like some of that plastic scrubby yarn is really not pleasant. If you haven't actually felt it, it's probably for the better. Like I said, I really don't have an idea for it. It is all plastic, and I very much don't have the idea of what I would use a plastic yarn for. Now, I am going to do a quick count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 46, 47, 48, 49, and as usual, 50 goes around the middle. So now you're going to knit and purl. So this first row is going to be all knits. So you're just going to knit all the way across. Very awkward learning how to knit for the camera in a way I'm not used to, but try this way and see if it helps the needle be a little more quieter. But I'm just going to keep going to the end of this row this way. And then the next row is just a purl row. And you're going to do that for 5 inches. So you're just going to knit and purl each, like a knit row, a purl row. And like I said, you're going to continue that for 5 inches. This probably won't be a very long video. Probably only take me about an hour to knit the 5 inches on this. But if you did watch the other video, you know I did go on a tangent about vinegar. Not going to do that this time. But I don't really have anything to add, so I will probably come back after I show you the purl row since we're almost done. And then I will come back and show you how to sew it up, because after we hit 5 inches, that's what we'll be doing. And if you did watch the other video, you'll know that I do think this is a really good yarn for cleaning. It'll give you just a little bit of a very small bit of abrasion in a sense. It's not rough or anything like that, but it is a little rougher than a cotton yarn. So it is a kind of, I guess, a roughed up cotton yarn a bit. But so now this row, you're going to put the needle here instead of here. So you're just going to go in the back, in the front of the loop, and wrap around. And that is your purl row. And you're just going to do that for 5 inches. So I will come back when I have my 5 inches, and I will show you how I sew it up together. See you in a minute. Okay, so I did only do 4.5, but I think 4.5 will be good enough. So I'm going to cast off, but I'm going to do it with my hook, because that should match the nice bordered edge down here below. So we're just going to stick our hook in the first loop, wrap around, grab the next hoop, and go through both of them. So now you're just going to grab one, and you're going to go through 2. And then you're going to grab the one, wrap around it, and go through 2. So you're going to do that all the way down your stitches, and you're just going to keep continuing to cast off. I do prefer this method. There are times where you can't get away with the crochet hook. I do find when you're doing a ribbing border, you just have to cast that off with your needles. But if I can, and I want an elastic border, so if I were to cast off with the needles, that would not give that elasticity. It would be very tight. And that is actually a tip. If you are a tight knitter or crocheter, the best thing you can do is cast on with either a larger set of needles, so either one size up, or use a crochet hook, because that'll give you a little bit more stretch to your projects. It'll help. I know that that can be, your tension on your casting on and casting off can be very difficult to get. So a lot of times when I'm casting off, actually, I will just barely hold it, just so that I'm not putting any tension on, especially if I'm not using a hook. I try very hard not to hold the yarn at all to ease the tension, because I have a very tight tension when I cast off. So I'm just going to keep going. And when we get to the end, we're not going to darn up the ends. As you can see, we haven't darned that side up. We're not going to darn them up yet, because I'm going to fold the sides up. And what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to slip this on the Swiffer, not so Swiffer cover. As a not so Swiffer cover, I should say. So we're just going to keep going. Almost there. Last couple stitches. And I would love to know what you like to watch while you knit and crochet, if it's not YouTube. Even what channels you like to watch. Any I don't know about, I would love to see. I sometimes watch the Creative Grandma. She's really good. She's great for finding stitches. I like to watch a lot of 24/7 four-wheel drive action. I love a lot of that. We just found an Alaskan, they take cars and they drive them off a cliff once every year on July 2nd. It's a rather unique show. We watched that. What else do we watch? Matt's Off-Road Recovery. If you like watching off-road recoveries of automobiles, he's really great. Or Casey Liddell, Cascade Heavy Rescue would be another one we watch a lot of. I'd love to hear what you guys watch. I would love some ideas for movies, to be honest. We're big movie people. We have a lot of movies, so give a suggestion, and love to know what you guys like to watch. So now that we got to the end, and here's my last stitch, what I'm going to do, so we're done with the needles. So what you're going to do is you're going to try and get it even on the Swiffer, and then you're going to fold it up. So I am going to pull, it's not going to let me. So what I'm going to do is I will grab right there, cut it off, and now I'll be able to pull it up. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to just sew the edges. But I'm going to flip it so that the outside, the good side, is now on the inside, and the wrong side or inside is on the outside, so that I can get a good closure on the seam. And then I will flip it inside out, and that will kind of hide your seam and make it a little bit nicer. I know it's just a cleaning cloth, but I have a couple of these kicking around. And I know coming winter, when all the winter boots start coming in and we have to bring in wood, and you kind of got wet prints all over your floor when you go shopping or whatever, and you come in, you got winter everywhere, snow is all over the place. Something like this can help clean up that. So it's just a nice little quick project that can actually help you. And as you notice, I like to go back and double back and tighten up. For any viewer who's a return visitor, you know that I do this. For anyone who's new, thank you. For return visitors, thank you very much. I appreciate both of you, new and returning. So now we're just going to fuzz back in and out, weave back in and out, and then you're just going to pull, and you're going to trim. Now you're going to do that on all four sides. So I'm probably going to have to get a little more thread on this side. So grab more, trim it off, and I'm going to keep going. I will come back and I will show you the finished project. So when I actually have it finished, which shouldn't be long, but I don't imagine you want to sit here watching me sew each corner. So I'm going to finish this off in just a sec. I'll hit the camera, and I will be back when I have all four done. All right, so there you have it. There's all four sewn up. So you're going to pop it off, flip that inside out, flip that inside out, and there you have it. Just put it on like this, and there's your cleaner. You can leave it the other side, obviously, but I do believe those ridges are going to help you clean better. And there you go. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope to see you again. I hope to talk to you later and next time. Bye.